What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is the Leeds Therapy. I do hope you are doing well. Thank you as ever for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. On the screen, you'll see my socials. If you could make sure that you give those a follow for me, I would really appreciate that. So make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, that your notifications are turned on, that you are commenting on the video, that you are liking, hyping. If you're listening to the audio version as well, if you could just make sure that you are liking the audio version for me, that also would be greatly appreciated. So, do you know, I'm sorry that this video is late. I am shattered. I went to the game today. I got home. I had every intention of doing a review a few hours earlier than this, but I passed out on the couch. My wife has just woken me up now, and I'm a little bit like that. But to go along with the fantastic victory today that put us for a little while 9 points clear, I've also woken up to the news that Tottenham, in the 90 whatever thingy extra time minute, conceded an equaliser from our old boy Jorginho Rutter to make it 2-2, which means minimum we will finish this game week 8 points clear of 18th place, which is absolutely phenomenal news when you look at it. The win against Scum on Monday, and then the win this weekend 3-0 against Wolverhampton Wanderers. So just want to get into the game itself and just have a conversation, or a little conversation about it, and kind of see how I feel about everything. And just kind of where we are. Genuinely, I am so I'm just like flabbergasted and overtly shattered with every. This week, shall we say, has been an emotional roller coaster, just with everything that's been going on, and just everything that's absolutely happened. So, talking about the game itself. Very much a game of two halves. I think that's a fair comment to make. I think first half we were very, very good. Second half, for whatever reason, we sat back a little bit. The performance wasn't as good as the first half by any stretch of the imagination. I would probably put that down to it being an emotional, mentally, physically taxing week overall. Just the things that the boys have managed to do over the last couple of weeks in particular. You know, the fact that we're going to our first semi-final. We beat Man U on their home turf for the first time in 45 years. We then backed that up with and although the game wasn't as good, I'm going to say it was a comfortable victory in and around. So, yeah, just I'm genuinely speechless. Football surprised me. I mean, what a week. Excuse me, what a week to register your first back-to-back Premier League wins. We hadn't done back-to-back Premier League wins this season up until today. What a great time to actually do that and register that. That's, brilliant. I can't speak highly enough of the character of this team. Again, I talk about it a lot, but I can't speak highly enough of the character of this team. So overall, I'm genuinely quite happy. When you look at the momentum graph, like I said, the first half was much better than the second half. We nearly scored within the first 30 seconds. If DCL isn't really, really overstretching for that ball, then that's 1-0 within the first minute, and we're absolutely flying. The press at the beginning, the overall pace of movement at the beginning was fantastic. Really, really, really good. We get the first goal, and it's corner, head tennis, bouncing around, Ampadu's shot saved, and then Justin, out of bloody nowhere, smashes in an overhead kick with absolutely disgustingly sublime technique, by the way. Fantastic goal. 26 seconds later, Aronson's robbing the ball. off of, I think, who was it off of? Was it off of Gomez? It might have been off of Gomez. Aronson's robbing the ball off of Gomez. He's running through down the right-hand side, and the ball that Aronson puts in for Okafor to come in and score at the near post is just on another level of just disgustingness and just fantastic, just brilliant. And I'm in absolute dreamland at this point, and I'm thinking to myself, Christ, we could go on and get a cricket score here. And then for whatever reason, I don't even think it's a case that we sat back. I just think, do you know what I think it was more than anything is that Wolves just packed out the midfield. It was really weird. I mean, Wolves did have a couple of opportunities and a couple of chances, but they packed out the midfield, which made it really difficult for us to kind of feed between the lines. And there was chances where we should have put the ball over on a couple of occasions, and we didn't. And it was that kind of like that almost slow play. And when we play quicker, we're much better than what we look like. I mean, looking at the statistics on SofaScore, James Justin's gotten the man of the match with an 8.7 out of 10. You've got closely followed by Calvert-Lewin with an 8.5, and then Noah Okafor underneath that with an 8 overall. But it just a really, it was almost like they were in cruise control or conserving, giving him, bearing in mind that we've got Wednesday's game to come up against Bournemouth, who are on a 13-game unbeaten run now, by the way. But just going through everybody in turn, you've got Darlow, who has just been an absolute really steadying hand at the back of defence fantastically well. And the save that he pulls off, by the way, is stunning. The ball comes back across, and I think it's Krejci that takes the shot, headed shot, and Darlow's going in the opposite direction, but he manages to jump and get his hand up and manages to lift the ball up. Just, fantastic, beautiful save. Strauch had another fantastic game again. Biol had another great game. I felt like he marshalled Armstrong really well. The only danger, really, that Armstrong posed was just the pacing behind, but they kept trying a long ball into Armstrong, and I think only once he managed to nod it down. James Justin had another really good game as well, I felt. Goodmanson had an okay game. I thought he was strong, thought he was pacey as well. Bogle, I agree with Jer on this. When the game slowed down a little bit, he isn't as effective as when the game's going at a faster pace. But all the same, he still had a good game. He was breaking up play. He was doing what he needed to do in terms of getting the foot in, making moves. Just overall game was fine. Ethan Ampadu was just captain material all over, quiet, assured, got on with his job, did everything that you wanted him to do. Tanaka, I'm so in love with that man. Just unbelievable. What I really like about Tanaka is he plays quickly. So he'll take the ball, he'll receive it, and he gets the ball out of his feet quick, In the first half, he did a really good job of starting offensive manoeuvres, and that was all that we've been asking for. And Tanaka did a fantastic job of that, in my opinion, throughout the entirety of the game, in fairness. They had Okafor in, who is just, that's another assist, another goal for him. That's, from a statistical point of view, that's absolutely unbelievably good. He's just turned into an absolutely sublime player at exactly the right time. And then Brendan Aronson faded a little bit in the second half, did okay in the first half, good assist in the first half. It's his busyness and his energy is what carries him through the game. Got fouled and then didn't like it. It was Krejci that fouled him as well, I think. Was it Krejci? It might have been Krejci. It was Krejci that fouled him as well. I mean, he properly took his legs out of him, and Aronson didn't like it and absolutely shoved him. And then Krejci acted like he'd been poleaxed, which was, I'm sorry, but just funny. Just funny because of the size difference between the two. And then Calvert-Lewin up front, he, again, I say this a lot, but with him, the amount of work that he gets through, just occupying defenders, doing everything that he needs to do. He got his goal today as well. It's nice to see him get a goal again in the Premier League. Confident penalty. I had no doubt that he was going to score, by the way. And a really nice build-up of play of balls between everybody. So it was I'm trying to remember, Tanaka into, I want to say, Gruev then feeds Nonto then feeds Calvert-Lewin, and he's absolutely smashed in the back. It's a forearm smash in the back, which sends him over, and he gets his penalty and gets his goal, gets his just rewards. We're 3-0, we're cruising. Everybody's happy. It was really funny because at the start of the game, it did feel a little bit nervy, and then the 2 goals go in within a minute, and everybody is in dreamland. And you could feel the tension just lift off of the team when the second goal went in. So, I'm pleased with that performance overall. Tough and difficult at the same time. Nonto came on. I thought Nonto was impactful when he came on. He was a bit more direct. Did a good job of trying to run the channels, get the ball, move the ball around a little bit. So pleased with him with that. Ilya Gruev was fine when he came on as well. I know why he brought Gruev on. Gruev was brought on to try and shore up the midfield a little bit. Rodon, not sure what Rodon's made of. He is absolutely made of some form of carbon, adamantium, whatever you want to call it. And just really good to see him back. Really, really good to see him back. He's supposed to be out for a month, and he's now back within a week. Which is just Joe Rodon all over, really, to be fair. Longstaff, I thought Longstaff had a good little cameo appearance when he came on. Thought he looked sharp, was getting in and around about the place, setting up balls, all of that kind of stuff. Nearly created a 4th opportunity. Mecha, was fine when he came on as well. I was very, very happy overall. I can't be anything other than pleased with the way that the team played. I thought Farker did well today. I thought his substitutions earlier than normal. So Nonto on in 67 minutes, which made sense because we needed to try and just pull it back a little bit more. And whilst like I said, the second half performance wasn't anything fantastic, it was just we needed to wrestle a little bit more control back into the midfield side of things. Wolves are a terrible side. They're absolutely terrible. That's the only thing I can really say about them. It's so weird watching them play because it's almost like, not that they don't care, it's almost like just they can't get themselves out of the situation that they're in. That's just kind of what it feels like. They just can't get themselves out of the situation that they're in. It's like they're running in treacle at occasions. And yes, there was a couple of times where Tachachua got past a couple of times, made a couple of good runs down the right-hand side, and Bueno did the same thing as well. But it never ever came to anything. There was never at any point where I felt like we were really, really under the cosh. And whilst, like I said, we didn't play as well in the second half, we were fine. We managed the situation. It was weird, just really weird. Like, really, really weird. So just in terms of overview overall, our possession, 56% possession, which is rare for us. 2.82 XG to Wolves 0.57. We had seven big chances. Wolves had 2. 17 total shots. Wolves only had 7. 1 goalkeeper save. Their keeper makes 3 big saves. 5 corner kicks. Wolves had 6. We had 9 fouls. They had 17. Passes 465 to their 357, 12 tackles to their 23, 16 free kicks, 9 free kicks. We had 2 yellow cards and they had 1 yellow card overall. It's one of those, like I said, where it's not, we battered them. We were just better, even though we weren't playing at our capacity in the second half. And the second half for a lot of people was a tough watch. And the drop-off, again, was a bit of a tough watch. And I really need to know whether or not that's a Farker thing or is that just something that the team do naturally? Or was today more about the fact of they've had a couple of really, really big, important games that's taken a lot out of them. And this was just a kind of a natural action for what's gone on before, if that makes sense. So I can forgive them the second half to a degree. I'm still flabbergasted at where we are. I mean, we're now, it's sat 15th. We're on 39 points. We are, again, with the goal difference side of stuff, we've really, really, really helped our goal difference, which is just great. So the goal difference to West Ham is now, 10 goals. Spurs are on -11. We're on -7. So we've got a better goal difference than absolutely everybody that's below us at this moment in time. The statistics, if you like, are now sat at 0.27% that we will be relegated this season. Now, this isn't, let's get ahead of ourselves, because the job's not done. Until it's mathematically not possible for us to be relegated, we can still be relegated, and we need to make sure that we stay switched on. But interestingly, in our last 3 games against Premier League opposition, and I know one of them is the FA Cup, we've beaten West Ham, Manchester, and we've beaten Wolves. Winning does become a bit of a habit overall. And here's the really funny thing. We're only 3 points off Newcastle, who have now lost 3 in a row. Good day overall. It could get a lot better from tomorrow, depending on the return of the results. But again, the team that is in 18th position, we have improved again by a further 2 points. We are now, 8. I was looking there going, oh, no, that doesn't look, my math looks wrong. We are now 8 points clear of the drop. That, ladies and gentlemen, is massive. I maintain it. I said we could go and do something really, really funny after the FA Cup. Part 1 and Part 2 has been complete. I would love it if we could complete Part 3 as well, because that would be hilarious. But overall, I'm very, very happy. Slightly weird game, but I just think that was more of a emotions and fatigue and everything just getting on top of each other, and maybe players saving themselves for the next game against Bournemouth midweek. So we are where we are. We can't be anything other than happy and anything other than positive. I wish I could be more, but I am fucked, as the kids say, and I need a rest. I need some sleep more than anything. It's going to do it for this one, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please don't forget to click the like button. Make sure your notifications are turned on, you're subscribed, you're commenting, all of that good stuff. If you're listening to the audio version, please also make sure that you are liking the audio version for me as well. I'm glad I'm in a good mood, even if my tone and my face does not show it as such. Take care of each other. Most importantly, take care of yourself. I'll see you on the next one, boys and girls. Cheers. Boys and girls. Who's boys and girls? What am I? A child's TV presenter? Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Cheers.